Hello again, everyone. How's it going today? Welcome back to some more Lego building. We are continuing our shopping street. And, yeah, apparently the Spelljammer redeems are still on. They are paused, so they can't actually be redeemed. On this computer, I don't have the tab up to turn them off. I keep a tab open to do that, specifically because I can never remember where the thing is located. So, they're just going to stay up until tomorrow, so, oh well, whatever. I'll turn it off for the Spelljammer game. Friday, at least, that's true. And if you're like me, which I know most of you are not, it's Olympics season, and I'm super excited about that. Cloth Warthog has redeemed Feed the Dragon. Nom, 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 delicious. Yum. So technically, you know, I mean, like, this is the start of the Olympics. The opening ceremony is today, and the real events start tomorrow. But they do always have some preliminary stuff. Generally for like team sports or things to just get out of the way that doesn't need to be on normal days. And there's been curling round robin games. So I love curling, especially Olympics curling. So I've been really happy. Speaking of food, you have discovered that oatmeal, something that you have always not liked, is something you're okay with if you use a lot more hot milk to make it. Also, a lot of sugar. I'm joking. I mean, I personally do enjoy oatmeal with a lot of sugar. It's almost as if a lot of sugar makes almost everything better. Also completely negating the beneficial effects of eating it. It's fantastic. They only show one curling match a day from mixed pairs here. Well, so I signed up for for NBC's Peacock streaming because I don't want to deal with like looking for when stuff is on, getting it recorded on the DVR, blah blah blah. I just freaking watch it on streaming. Generally after the fact, so I don't have to deal with ads. And that's what I've been doing. And I mean, so much of the stuff happens while I'm asleep anyway. So bonus points there. So I've been pretty happy. All right, let's see. There's that. Next up, okay. Just a regular 1x1. You're sadly in a position where you have to watch what you eat for the next 2 weeks. Temporary tooth crown, so nothing sticky or crunchy for 2 weeks. Oh. Do you have to get some root canals or something? I'm sorry to hear that. I have been in that boat. I have been in the boat of root canals. It is not fun. Just needed new crowns, never had a root canal. That's fair. It's actually not the root canal itself that sucks. It's the part leading up to it, where the nerve dies and starts rotting in your jaw. Now that I've said that and made all of you go brush your teeth out of fear of that happening, how's everyone doing today? Trust me, it's not fun. Orcs take pretty good care of their tusks teeth. DVR all regaling you with his new TiVo tech. I used to have a TiVo. I did get a TiVo. Mega Flare's all for that image. Hey, look, you can't Mega Flare me for that image. I've been through that. How dare you describe accurately things that occurred to you? Trust me on this. Take care of your teeth. Root canal is the kind of situation that makes you seriously consider accepting a Beta Zoo's offer. See, I've had 5 of them. 5 of them when I didn't have insurance. So you know. I know the pain extremely well. Yeah, it did. The best part and funniest part was when I was working at the time, but I was working a job that didn't have insurance. I was a independent contractor, and because of the pain up until the time of actually getting the root canal itself, I was on Vicodin. Let me tell you, Vicodin is amazing stuff. I don't think I've ever felt better. But then, like, it was almost like I was swimming through everything, which I didn't have to drive to work, so it was pretty great. I took the subway. But there was one day that they were like, "All right, guys, we need you to come help move stuff," and I'm like, "Dude, I am high on Vicodin right now because of my teeth. I cannot do that." You do not want me to move boxes of computers, lest you want them dropped. Working retail with no insurance and minimum wage for 13 years, sadly lost more than half of yours. Oof. You watch 2 family members experience sharp declines in health if you were the teeth they had? Yeah. It's not good. Luckily, I do take better care of my teeth now. It has been many years since I've had an actual issue. Never, you know, I still, like, every time I go, I'm like, this is gonna be the time. This is gonna be the time. Oh, wait, there's one more. You know, now is when I'm gonna have another cavity kind of thing. Never had a toothache. It's amazing how you can just not even understand the things other people have to put up with. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, Mr. T is still alive. Alright, let's see. 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. And a 1x1 plate. Yeah, right. pull this off. It's easier to get it on this way. You had 7 pulled years ago and you haven't been to a dentist since before COVID? Ooh. Go to a dentist. Make sure. Make sure that your teeth are in good shape. Trust me. I mean, it's not a fun experience. I get it. But if things happen that could have been prevented or caught early, you will really regret it. Trust me. Remember the second root canal you had, the dentist x-rayed the wrong tooth and sent you away without even painkillers. Wow. I assume you stopped going to that dentist. Go, get that on there. Okay, dark brown door frame. I actually knew a guy who had the dental picks. That he used himself. He had no skill with dentistry. He did not go to dentistry school or anything like that. He just got the little cleaning picks himself. I was like, I would not do that. You make a deal. You'll go to a dentist when I eat a pickle on stream. I mean, it's your health. If you don't care about your own health, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just telling you, like, from someone with a lot of experience in having bad teeth, I heartily recommend going to see the dentist. Also, there was a story not too many years ago of a poor kid nearby with no dental care who did die because his teeth were so bad. So, I mean, it's no laughing matter. You ask your dentist and hygienist about it, and as long as you're careful, it should be fine for you to remove any calculus that builds up between cleanings. That being careful is the problem for me. I would not trust myself to be careful. Just make all your dex checks. Sadly, I put all of my dexterity into being sure-footed, and that is it. I do not have great manual dexterity. There is a reason why I am not good at action video games. So is wielding a dental pick with your toes is a good idea? Well, I mean, it depends on how dexterous you are with your toes. You bought a set of dental picks at a flea market when you were in middle school, mistaking them for lockpicks? Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, they might work. You never know until you try it. Alright, let's see. 4 dark green, 1x1 tiles with top clips. You inherited a set of lockpicks from your dad, never use them, though? Well, that's good, never having locked yourself out of your house or decided to have a larcenous lifestyle. Okay, that gets right on there. If you lock yourself out of your house, they wouldn't do you any good since the lockpicks would be inside said house. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Can't argue with that. It's like, I don't want to put my spare house keys in the car because then if someone breaks into my car, they have easy access to my house. But if the spare keys to the house are inside the house, then if I'm locked out of the house, then it serves me no good. Would the lockpicking lawyer be a lawful good rogue? Well, considering you can't be a lawful good thief in AD&D, I don't know about other editions. No. You can be neutral good. You don't have to be lawful to be a lawyer. So, nice little sign there, which is on an oval shield. I like that. So you can have a minifig castle warrior who wields a shield with a with a chair on it. That is the only restriction they have in 2E. They can be any alignment other than lawful good. Basically, because the assumption is that you wouldn't develop those skills at all with a lawful good alignment. Obviously, you could start out as a different alignment and then become lawful good, and I don't think you... I mean, there's no class to fall out of, but it would make it difficult to, you know, like, be a thief. A teacher that showed you how to lockpick cars, so next week there was a risk of burglars of teachers' cars. Huh. Alright, let's see. Get that straight. Straighten that out. There we go. Yeah, I know they removed most alignment restrictions in 3E and beyond. Okay, there we go. Get that in there. You want to say 3E flex the lawful definition a bit, where it could be adherence to law or adherence to a code of honor, which a rogue could probably do. I mean, 2E allows that too, but it also assumes an element of law-abidingness. Like, you can be a lawful character and not obey laws that you think are unjust. But there is still a limit on that. Now we got a 1x6 arch here. There, 1x3 brick. Surprised Lego hasn't done an NFL set. The problem with an NFL set is that it would literally only sell to Americans, and even then, not necessarily that many of them. It would not sell very well internationally. I think it's the law abiding that was broken up a bit in 3E, as you understand it. You're not sure that it eliminated lawful stupid, but it might have been a start. Well, lawful stupid has always been a misunderstanding of lawful anyway. And taking general guidelines to ridiculous extremes. Like, there's no reason to believe that a paladin who goes into an evil country realm needs to, you know, if they have a you know, stop all people and ask them, are you a paladin? They don't have to say yes. There is a difference between being honest and being stupid. They did do F1 minifigs for an F1 that isn't popular in the US. Well, right, but F1 is popular, like, everywhere else. And there is still plenty of people in the US who like F1. It may not be as many as, you know, per capita as parts of Europe, but still a decent number. Howdy, Bahorn. How's it going? Love when your cat is using your computer as a very expensive heating pad, decides you now must turn it off. Am I a paladin? I do like to play paladins in D&D. I also like to play priests. Am I a paladin in real life? No, because I do not have an aura of protection. Nor do I gain spells at high levels. The NBA, well, so again, there's like NBA is actually pretty popular worldwide. Like, I can't tell you the number of Japanese artists I follow who are like interested in LA's basketball team kind of thing. You'd love an aura of protection versus humans? There's no protection versus humans. You should know that. This whole building puts the angle of the previous one right back onto the grid. And get that in there. Get this one down here. Nor can dream. That's true. You can. Don't let me take away your dreams. Alright, so we got a sign that says big sale on classic chairs. Why one is in the dumpster, I don't know, but get that right in there. Alright, let's see. 3x3 quarter domes. And a 2x3 curved slopes. And some boat studs to lock that together. So with the music, which Dragon Quest scene would you like to see made in LEGO of the games I've played? I mean, like, any of the, like, almost any of the boss fights would work pretty well. I think the fight against Dolmagus would be pretty awesome. From 8. Okay, get that right on there. So we've got a bit of a... Oh. The seat shifted. There we go. So we'll have a bit of a balcony over that part. Alright, so spare parts. We got a clear gem. Dark orange 1x1 tile slope. Dark orange 1x1 quarter cylinder tile. Dark gray 1x1 tile with round end. Brown 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. Tan bison horn. Dark green long bison horn. Black tap and a black spear gem element. I think this came out originally in the Monkey Kid sets, which I think they've discontinued, which is disappointing because those are pretty neat sets. That's some pretty cool stuff. Dragon Quest IV, the arena from Chapter 2 with Alina and crew, the stage from Chapter 4 with Mara and Nara. Yeah, I mean, you could do all kinds of stuff. It's really hard to say what, you know, what would be the best one by any means. You want to see a minifig of Yangus? That would be pretty awesome. Alright, bag number 9. I mean, if they're doing Zelda sets, I think, like, the chance of them doing Dragon Quest sets goes up slightly, kind of thing. You go old school Erdrick's descendant fighting the Green Dragon for Princess Gwendolyn. That would be a good one. I mean, you could do one from any of them, really. Oh, right. We are starting on the second floor, so this is getting put to the back. But yeah, I mean, like, just having the characters in general, I would love that. There'd be some awesome pieces. Trying to steal second Gaia gear in FF6? Good luck! Alright, flip it over. Three by three corner. Ooh. Oh, I goofed up. Didn't count the studs. I think he's too early to get them normally. Yeah. Alright, now we flip it over. One by three, 3 by 3 corner. I need another 1 by 3. Why not spend time trying to steal gear and save money? There's that. Amelia Earhart's helmet and goggles in blue, and a cutlass would make the Prince of Midenhall. Not sure. The aviator cap wouldn't quite be... It would kind of work, but it would be more like... It would definitely look like a fan design using existing parts. I think that they would probably design a new part for that. A new helmet, at least. I do think that they would use the existing goggle element. I do think that they would do that. To a certain extent, there's no reason not to. Like that the goggle element works pretty well. But the helmet doesn't quite... I mean, there are other helmets. But the classic aviator helmet just... It's not quite the right shape. So I think that they would do something new. There we go. All right. Main problem with stealing the Gaia gear is that it's a rare steal. Yeah. Just gotta keep at it. Keep plugging away. I mean, you could use the goggle element for Canuck as well. Resurrect the old dragon helmet so you can attach horns to. Which helmets are you talking about? You mean the Viking helmets? I think they would probably do a dual-molded design for the Dragonite. For who? The horns wouldn't, like, the horn would go in the front. Wouldn't no, that's the Bull Knights. Having trouble picturing what you mean. It has side attachments, but they're not large enough for, like, you'd have to make a new piece. They're for the tiny pins. They are basically the same as these. So they take the feather bits. D&D question, what is the point of the percentile numbers after strength 18? So basically, that is a warrior class bonus if you are lucky enough to roll high strength, since only warriors can get that. It means that warriors get even better at doing their job, which is dealing out physical damage in combat. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, so, yeah, that is what I'm thinking of. But, so those wouldn't take... You'd have to give it a new part to go into the sides. They don't have anything that would go in the sides other than feathers and flames and stuff like that. So they don't have any horns that could go in there. And again, like, it's not very... It doesn't really work too well for the characters in question. So again, it is more of a, you know, what a fan would do to get that design as opposed to what Lego could do when they can literally make parts. So I think that, like, it is possible that they would use... Would we just... Where is it? We just got one of the... I just tossed it in here. This is all the spare parts that we've had from for the last couple weeks. Yeah, alright. So, like, they could do a new helmet, like the Viking helmets can take these horns. But the angle isn't quite right. So I don't know that they would go that route for it. I think that, and the other horns that are gentler curved, gentler curve, would be too wide. So I don't think that they would do that either. I think they would make a new piece, probably dual molded, like they've been doing, like they did for, you know, there is some Zelda, some hair pieces that could have worked for Zelda and Link, and they made new ones. So, have I heard about the Magic lawsuit? Shareholders are suing Hasbro over allegedly printing too many Magic the Gathering cards. They allege the company was overloading the market with Magic sets to generate revenue and to offset shortfalls within the company. No, because I don't pay much attention. It's like, eh. I don't play Magic. I don't care what happens to Hasbro, because I don't even play their current D&D sets. Like, not that I wish them ill, per se, but it's very much a... It doesn't matter to me. I don't pay attention. Roll D100 if you get an 18 strength and haul around 900 pounds of stuff. You can't... not that much. So the top, there's the max press score, which is literally the maximum weight you can lift over your head in the game. And those numbers do correspond fairly well to the very largest numbers that like Olympic weightlifters can lift. Technically, the best Olympic weightlifters can do about 19 strength, and the best for men, and the best female weightlifters can do about 1899. So it's kind of reasonable. What's unreasonable is not having the characters be absolute muscle-bound monsters. But it's also a fantasy game, it doesn't really matter. What breed of bullhorn would I want to see? They make 3 different ones now. It's pretty good. I don't know that much about bullhorns to care. Guessing if Ald played a new version, he'd probably play Pathfinder. If I were to play, like, I would not run a new version because I don't know the new versions and I don't care to spend the time learning them. But if I were to play a new version, I would probably just play whatever people want to run. With, you know, in regards to people that I know. Like, my niece and her husband, or significant other... I'm not actually sure if they're married. They have a game. They're like an hour away, so I'm not like champing at the bit to play with them or anything like that. But if they invited me, I would, you know, they play 5th edition, I would play 5th edition. Like, and if I really didn't like it, then I would just quit. But no, I wouldn't run a game other than 2nd edition because that's what I know, and I have no reason to play something other than what I know. An old walks in on Vampire the Masquerade LARP. Suddenly wasp and or hornet flying around your room? Oh. Well, at least it didn't harm you. Turn this around. I mean, Lord Canis, I'm not actually, like, that interested in playing a dragon, honestly. I like dragons, and I use it as my, my online avatar, but, I'll kind of play whatever seems reasonable. What about a Dragon Man? I mean, again, like, I'll play whatever seems reasonable to me for the campaign. In terms of what I like to play in D&D, I like to play elves and humans, mostly. But, I mean, if there was, you know, if people were saying, you know, all right, we're going to be playing a dwarf adventure here. No elves, no humans. Play a dwarf and dwarf-adjacent PCs. I'd be like, all right, sure, I'll play a dwarf. Or a gnome or a halfling or something. Sounds fine to me. Tend towards dwarves and sometimes gnomes. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not that picky on what I play. Halfling would probably be my last choice. But I'll play a halfling, sure. You know? Just as, like, class-wise, thief would be my last choice as well, but I'd play a thief, too. I don't... Like, I don't understand the idea of, like, only playing one thing. 12 dwarves, 1 halfling, 1 not human? Yeah. You got your preferred species and classes, but it really depends on what others want to be or what the team needs? Yeah, exactly. You know? If they were like... You know, okay, we're going to be all humanoids. You're you know, rebels against other humanoids and, you know, striking out, try to get a better life for yourselves, but, you know, humanity and demi-humanity would be very suspicious of you. I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'm up for that. Like, I don't know what exactly I'd play, but I'd be very tempted to play a kobold, because I do like kobolds. Classic kobolds. Alright, I probably would not play a 3E kobold because I really don't like them. Alright, spare parts, 1x1 quarter cylinder tiles in beige and dark red, beige 1x1 plate, and red 1x1 tile. But at the same time, if, like, it was a, you know... We're all playing kobolds. It's a kobold venture, and it's a 3E game. And I like playing with those people. I'd be like, all right, I'll do it. Tries to model a Wookiee for AD&D. Well, there's an Ology. mean, changing from mammalian to reptilian is a pretty big thing, Lord Canis. Depends on the setting, Behorn. Certainly many of them will believe that their individual gods created them, and it's entirely possible that they were created independently by the Greeks and the Greek gods and the Norse gods and the Egyptian gods and all the other gods. But also the thing is like, one of the reasons why it doesn't really detail that is because it doesn't matter. Like, it's an interesting thought experiment, but how does knowing how humans were created and when affect whether you go adventuring or not? The only reason you shy from elves is 80s and 90s literature that kind of made Tolkien self-righteousness and says they are right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to not play elves, either. Not all elves are arrogant jerks. Someone asked why the Eldritch Abomination Dalekier from the Plane of Madness looked so human, and the creator responded, "Why do humans look so much like Dalekier?" Howdy, Roboljacks. How's it going? Shopping Street, yes. That is what we are building. We're working on the second floor now. Like making things that are never humans or gnomes. I do not understand the gnome hate. I really do not. Points to what Garl Glittergold did to the kobolds. What, dropped a ceiling on him? That's what people are pissed off about. Garl Glittergold tricking Kurtlemak and dropping a ceiling on him? What? Or is there something else that they added in... Oh, they added something in the later edition, didn't they? They expanded it to an entire mine city? I mean, A, that's no reason to hold that entire, against all gnomes. And I mean, Kurtlemak is pretty friggin' evil. Gnomes everywhere should worship Gaknalak. Let's go ahead and snooze that. Add a little bit. You hold the silent G against gnomes. Could Elrond have just overpowered Isildur and grabbed the One Ring, then destroyed himself? It could have, yeah. Likely to have done so? Probably not. Like, even Gandalf could have destroyed the One Ring. Could have. The problem is that temptation was extremely strong for everyone. I mean, even Frodo in the end gave into it. Sam is about the only one who really resisted it, and there's no way to know whether he would have been able to resist it for long. There we go. And, yep, flipping that over to get a hinge under here. Kobolds tend to worship Io. Well, see, I don't like kobolds being connected to dragons at all. So that's right out for me. So. Well, Pat's explanation on why Tom Bombadil didn't. My ADHD would have me forgetting this in a couple days. Alright, double stack of tan 1x4s over here. Howdy, Kinshir, how's it going? Miss your Kobold Monk? He made Hobgoblin Warlords piss themselves? I mean, not if there was a Hobgoblin who had the spell that I created for No More Gia. I created a particularly nasty spell. They only get it if they're very high level. Gives them extra attacks per round. I need to throw one of those guys at my party eventually. It'll be fun. Alright, so this goes on right here. That is an interesting floor design. It's pretty impressive, really. Torment your players, do it. It's not so much that it would torment them as frighten the living bejesus out of them. Luckily, my players are generally smart enough to not take humanoids for granted. They know what I do. Torment the players with pizza elementals. Pizza. Oops. Ended up having a lot of pizza this week. Floor design looks fun for moving big furniture around. I know, doesn't it? Extra damage versus roof of mouth. You were tempted to buy pizza since there was a BOGO sale on them? Well, I got 2 pizzas early in the week, and just those were my meals for the week. Torment the players by making them move a couch in this building. Now, I have plans. I have plans for player torture. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and snooze that ad again, actually. No, not the king-size mattress. The king-size box spring. I was able to move well, not a king-size. I was able to move a queen-size mattress around some pretty tight spaces. The box spring, that did not. There we go. Get that stair there. King-size pizza, yes. That is not what we want there. We want a 1x8. King size. King size bed is the largest. At least the largest standard. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen an actual, like, in-person king-size bed. Other than maybe in a furniture showroom that I didn't pay much attention to. Off topic, but you do not at all recommend cherry chocolate cupcake M&Ms? Ugh. That doesn't sound good. It does not sound pleasant at all. You're used to king size that has a split box spring. It was a Valentine's Day thing? Yeah, I'm not surprised. There is our bracket. I actually don't often try the odd flavors. Because it, like, to a certain extent, I don't want to get, you know, like, start really liking a flavor that is not going to be around, kind of thing, for one thing. For another, if it's not good enough to be a regular flavor, how good could it really be? You always try new flavored chips and sodas? You're more adventurous than I. Interesting chip flavors are fun to explore. Sodas you can't explore because of all the sugar, though. Oh, you could always do zero sugar. Although they don't often make the unusual flavors zero sugar. 7-Up watermelon. Zero sugar stuff tastes awful to you? That's fair. I have noticed that if I drink zero sugar stuff in concert with regular sugar stuff, the zero sugar stuff oftentimes tastes funny. Like I had to get some regular sugar stuff because they were out of the zero sugar stuff that I wanted, and it was. I had some I did get some orange to try out, some zero sugar orange, and I really did not like the zero sugar orange. But I decided to actually, like, you know, so I took it out and I just put it away for a while, and I decided to just, like, drink it to get rid of it. And I had gotten through all of my regular sugar stuff, and I was back on the zero sugar. And I tried one, and I'm like, huh, actually, this isn't that bad. So it definitely feels like there is a thing where the flavor does change depending on what else you're drinking, which is very interesting. Traditional king-size bed is two twin-size mattresses side by side in dimension. You largely drink water and milk? Yeah, no, that's good. I try to drink a lot of water as well. I drink some milk, not too much like with meals. You've not had a soda in 4 or 5 years now? Pretty much forgot what they are supposed to taste like? Probably healthier. I kind of wish I could, but at the same time, I cannot drink just water. Like, it gets way too boring for me. And I like water. Like cold, ice-cold water. But it's like, at some point during the day, I need something else. And it's not like juice is really any better for you. Black 1x2 tile. Where are you? Use that one there. Oh, there it is. Hiding under there. No. My local stores do not have great selections. Coke Zero, you think is legit better than Coke? I would say like the A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer is, I wouldn't say it's better than regular, but it's as good. All right, right there. Like most of the other zero sugar sodas that I drink are like, you know, if it's like 80%, I'm happy. But the root beer, I legit think it's as good. Mostly depends on whether or not you add sugar to the juice, which you don't. I've never actually had any energy drinks. Like, I've never had a Red Bull, I've never had anything else, 5 Hour Energy or whatever. Best thing ever is the Gold Peak tea. I don't like tea. So, like, that's the other thing, is, like, I don't like tea and coffee. So that's out. Shame, but understandable. Yes, this is the second story. First story is up there. We'll pull it down when we finish this one and get it placed on. I don't think I'm finishing it tonight. I think we're finishing it next week, though. Yes. Yeah. Except it's 2 buildings. There's a pathway under there. See, to me, most tea just tastes like weirdly flavored hot water, and I don't like hot water. I like cold water. And I've never been one for iced tea either, so. Alright, let's see. So, want the clip going up. Yep. Good news, Cold Peak tastes like ice. Gold Peak tastes like cold water. Well, right, but it still gets to the weirdly flavored water part. Tasty, dirty water. All right, to 1x4s. And then all the way across there. All right, another Another step here. I'm not saying it's not great. To those who like it. I'm just saying it's not for me. I don't think. I mean, when I've tried a few things and I haven't liked any varieties, it tends to make me just assume I'm not going to like others, so, you know. Oops. Not doing that. Alright. Hot water with leaves. I prefer hot water with bouillon. Although I don't know that I'd like to drink that as a drink. Really won't do it for all the tea in China? No. No, I won't. Well, I mean, unless it was given to me in such a manner that I could sell it, you know, then maybe I would do it. You know, give me a monopoly on all the tea in China? Okay, then I might consider that. Well, yeah, broth is good, but as a soup, as opposed to a drink. It's soup. Soup versus beverage, exactly. Alright, got a 1x4 round top piece here. Yeah, but it comes in a bowl. Even if that bowl has like a finger cup thing, like a mug. Tea is leaf soup. Well, I mean, as someone who is on the breakfast soup bandwagon, I can't argue with that, actually. You're gonna go for the Chopin RPG? Nice. I hope you enjoy that. So when I put this on, I'm like, there's nothing right there. I wonder what they're going to do. And here we are putting a little wall on it. You can have multiple kinds of leaf soup. It's okay. It can be leaf broth instead of leaf soup then. Why would you want your soup to leak? It seems messy. Alright, let's see. 1x6 plate and a 2x4 tile. 3x3 corner. And a brown 1x5 plate with round ends. And that goes right there, if I can get the... There we go. Get it on the stud. What, Bombit? What? What'd I say? I said nothing wrong. Keep being tempted to buy leeks to make soup. But why would you want your soup to leak? I don't understand this. I know what I said. I said nothing wrong. I spoke only facts. Is chili? You should make chili. Yeah, if you like chili. Alright, so we've got a couple stands to put on here. Technically, but at the same time, mega flares. Ah, can't believe it. Oops, that's not what I want. I want the corrugated 2x2 cylinder brick. I think chili is more of a stew. I mean, Gilded Tongue didn't make a claim one way or the other on what chili was. You think the only soup you care about is breakfast soup? Good man. Good man. As it should be. Alright, and then we have Harry Potter wands. And these get on here. Drumsticks. That goes 2 away. Alright, so that is right there. There we go. There's actually quite a few soups that I do like. French onion soup. French onion soup is great. Ramen is great. Chowder is great. Specifically corn chowder. Made a gallon of corn chowder. So I had soup for breakfast for a week last month. Nice. Did you make the Lighthouse corn chowder from Max Miller's Tasting History? That's what I made. I made some of that for when my sister came in. Local supermarket has a deli and they have a French onion London broil sub. That sounds really delicious. I would definitely try that. Just eyeball it. Fair enough. I got whined at for putting the appropriate amount of pepper in it, and they said put less pepper in, so I did. Specifically, only 33% less. And then they got mad at me every time I said 33% less. But they said that it was delicious as that way. So what I'm saying is that my family members attack me frequently. They're terrible. So we have a 2x2 beige tile here with a drumhead print, which is pretty neat. I like that. Thought the lesson was all is insufferably petty? No. That's not the lesson. Because I'm not petty. Alright, so, spare parts. We have the sprue from the wands. We have I think a 7L... Yeah. 7L flex tube. 3L bar in beige. Black flex tube, I should say. 1x1 plates in brown and white. 1x1 cylinder tiles with top peg in brown and white. And a red 1x1 plate flower. As our extra pieces. Next up is bag number 12. Ald is full of sass, yes. It is true. It was kind of funny though, because the recipe, Max Miller's recipe that he put up on his website and he made in the episode, is 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. It's not that much, considering how much soup it made. It made a lot of soup. So really, the reality is just that my family can't take pepper. Yes, those are the new paper bags. They're paper on the outside and waxed on the inside, so they are recyclable. They're really nice. I cut them because when you tear them, they do kind of leave some little, like, you know, paper fibers. So she has a hairpiece, or she can wear the hat. Let's go ahead and put the hat there. Give her the hairpiece. And she gets a cupcake. We've had one set, and now I'm forgetting exactly what the set was. I think it might have been the 3-in-1 castle or the 3-in-1... It was either the 3-in-1 castle or the 3-in-1 haunted house. I can't remember which. Had both full-sized, you know, like the full-sized paper bags and interior paper bags. So it's pretty nice that they're finally rolling them out. Also, the new poly bags are not poly anymore. They're paper. Same thing. Which does mean that you can't do the build in the bag challenge anymore, because you can't see them, and they're not quite as flexible as the plastic. They don't give you quite the same grip. So these two little children are twins. Two little girls. Literal twinsies. Right up here on the front. Maybe they have polyphenols, so you can still call them poly? Well, I mean, they don't want crackers, so that's why you can't call them poly anymore. And don't you glare at me, Bahamut. I know you're thinking about it. That was funny. Can we call them poly? No, because then that will make people think that they're poly shore, and no one wants that. Gives poly a hard time. Clack clack. Glares just to spite Ald. What did I tell you? So mean. Whatever happened to Pauly Shore, anyway? Like, I'm just kind of surprised that he's not still at least trying to be out there. Maybe he is, and I'm lucky and not not seeing it. I don't know. With spite, one can achieve many things. It's true. That is true. Like, I'm not actually that curious. I'm just kind of curious. You think he voiced a bad Pinocchio movie? Like, considering his unique voice, it's not even like some actors can get away with, okay, my face is now too famous, I'm gonna go do voice acting, and then be, excellent, and people don't always realize it. I don't think Pauly Shore could do that. There we go. Get that on there. Get a little planter out here. Oh, I know you're not joking. I know you're not joking. And how are you doing, little bunny? Go ahead and get that on there for the planter. Gotta make money somehow. Residuals aren't that good. I love the bit Emo Phillips has done, showing one of his residual checks for the movie UHF, saying that it's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's like 83 cents or something. Made it in tonight for a change. Woohoo! All right, 1x2. 1x3 there. And yeah, 1x1 downward bracket. Okay, and then the 1x1 round top piece. Get that right on there. And a bracket over here. You thought Richard Simmons passed away in 2023 or something? I know he was around for a lot longer than a lot of people thought. I don't know if he has passed away or not. (2022) Pauly Shore did a voice in the English dub of a Russian CGI Pinocchio movie that was straight to video. Oh my god. I mean, hey, you know, work is work. Okay, there we go. This goes on right here. I know Ben Kingsley has been asked about doing some bad movies, and he's like, it's a job. It pays the bills. I was like, yeah, you know, you can't argue. Can't argue. I mean, unless he did multiple Pinocchio movies, that does seem likely that that is the one that you were thinking of. I suppose it's possible that he's voiced multiple Pinocchio movies, but it's just kind of weird because he was in so many things for a while there. Isn't it funny how that happens? Like, there was Dante's Inferno and Volcano released at about the same time. There's been other ones. I'm trying to think of what other movies where there were multiple things. You think his shtick wore out? That's true. It definitely did. When asked about an awful film he was in, Michael Caine quipped, "I haven't seen the film, but I've seen the house it bought my mom." It was either that or the house. Was it his mom? So he was specifically talking about Jaws: The Revenge there, which I do kind of love. It's terrible, but I kind of love it. But I'm also like, I kind of love all Jaws movies. Michael Caine is pretty old, if he's even still alive. I'm not sure if he is. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's been acting for a very long time. Great actor and great guy, though. Yes, it was Jaws 4. Jaws: The Revenge. That kind of ignored Jaws 3D. Caine is still alive at 92. Excellent. I'm glad for that. He is a treasure. Mostly think of him from Muppet Christmas Carol. I mean, that is a great role of his. Like, genuinely great role. Jaws 4 where the shark roars at the end. Yeah. And I think they used the explosion from either the original Jaws or something. Well, so it gets speared by the bowsprit of a boat. It roars and it explodes. Up until that point. It's not the worst Jaws film. Let's see. 3 candlesticks. Caine's first role was in a 1950 walk-on role. Yeah, no, I mean he's been doing stuff for a while. Oops. There we go. But he was big in the 60s, too. Howdy, Sealan. How's it going? Fun fact, sharks cannot roar. Look, not a rogue AI. I have seen Jaws: The Revenge. Obviously, you're wrong. Obviously, you're wrong. Or are you saying that Jaws: The Revenge lied to me? Is that what you're saying? Can't believe it. Caine is charming in everything. Caine is like one of the best parts about Jaws: The Revenge. You think Jaws: The Revenge lied? I cannot believe that, sir. I cannot believe that. How dare you? How dare you accuse that wonderful, wonderful film of lying? How dare you? Okay, flip it over, and a 1x4 with round ends. Getting yet more snow. We actually did get some more snow today. Just a dusting, though. But it is going to be exceptionally cold for the next couple days. But finally, next week, it's going to be in the 40s. And this ice outside is going to finally melt. Whatever we'll all do with these envelope pieces, obviously make a post office. To Canada, please keep your polar air to yourself, thank you. Look, Canada just wants to share. Canada's giving you wonderful gifts and you turn them down. I can't believe it, Seelan. Jeez. Like they say in Return of the Living Dead. Well, it worked in the movie. You mean the movie line? Yeah. Alright, that goes right there. They have better things they can share, like poutine. You'd happily make a trade for some good poutine. I've never actually had poutine. Not that that's probably, like, that big of a stretch to believe, considering I'm not Canadian. Can't believe poutine hasn't caught on in the States. I think part of it is the name. Poutine does not sound appetizing. I believe that there are some places that call them disco fries here in the U.S. or something similar. There we go. And get a door here. Just a variation of loaded fries. That's true, you know. Alright, there we go. That goes right there. One by one plate. And a 1x2 plates. Not even locking that in there. Back to the achievement chase in Iden. Next up, more Eggfoot racing. Woohoo! Your favorite. I do wish that you could just, like, pass the, like, not actually watch the whole thing. That would be kind of nice, you know? It takes a long time to Eggfoot race. Okay, get that there, and 1 by 1 tile right there. They would have wasted all that money they paid the VA for the announcer. Well, they wouldn't have wasted it, like, cause you watched it the first time and stuff. All right, gold 1 by 1 cylinder plate with hollow stud, red 7-petal flower. Oops. Lavender ice cream poop piece. A black angle connector with stud, and a green 1 by 1 plate flower. Also, if it's that color, see a doctor. Alright, bag number 13. I had one Eggfoot that was supposedly good at dealing with the holes. And I don't think in all of its racing managed to make it past a hole once. It was pretty impressive. Not in a good way. Getting kitty snuggles. Not Eggfoot snuggles. Alright, let's see. Bag number 13, we have our carpenter lady. Give her a big old smile with her green glasses. There we go. Big fan of this hairpiece, too. I really like it in many colors. There we go. Got our carpenter lady. Wearing her leather apron. Okay, let's see. 1 by 4 brick back here. Of course, now I already want to see what the next year's modular building is going to be. I've seen this one. What's next? There was talk of doing a where is it? There's another one. 1 by 4. There it is. There was talk of doing a newspaper office, and they chose not to do that because they did the Daily Bugle. But I really do hope that they get the they do the newspaper office one of these days. I think that would be great. Love to see what they would do with that. Your boy just wants to try to EU. I mean, have you considered not being tasty? You think they should do a telegraph office? That would be kind of old, though. Like this, all of these sets are mid-century to modern. Like telephones already existed. Have I considered not loving Lego? I mean, I've considered it and rejected it thoroughly. Like, where's the fun in that? the window there. 1x1 plate. The 30s aren't exactly mid-century. There we go, get that right there. They should go full Inception and make a model of their factory. They have made models of the some of the machines. Alright, there's another letter that is going to be on the windowsill for some reason. Seems a little odd. Peanut butter cinnamon roll M&Ms were better, but not very cinnamon. Oops. That's 2 pages. All right. Lego Modular Grenfell Tower. I'm not sure what Grenfell Tower is. Something that burned, I assume. Oh, is that British apartment building? Oops. I got that on. I didn't get the bricks on. What's what sound? It was the UK apartment building. Kind of sounded birdish. I don't know. Maybe it's the music. The music is kind of low right now, I think. Otherwise, it's probably something on your end, not something on this end. Okay, get that on there. And we have a checklist here. There we go. Okay, dark gray 1x4 round top and 2 1x1s. And Lunatastic bringing us a raid. How's it going? Get you a shout out. What were you up to tonight? I can find my cursor. There's my cursor. My cursor likes to hide. Friday Night Vintage Story. Nice. I've not actually looked into that game. It's kind of Minecraft-y, right? So what were you up to in that, I mean? Minecraft, but better. But that's Dragon Quest Builders. Minecraft, but realistically complicated. Minecraft, but better, but not as good as Dragon Quest Builders. Fair enough. Alright, get a bucket there. Nice red bucket. More realism with crafting. I hope that was fun. But does it have creepers? And more intuitive in ways. Spent your time cooking again. I'm hungry. I was gonna make something before I started streaming, but I got sidetracked, and I will make something after I'm done. Late night food. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is still top tier in building games, in your opinion? No ham, actually. I do not have any. I will be going to the store on Monday, and I will be getting some ham then. Brown, one by one. There it is. I really want a Dragon Quest Builders 3. You to go out and about, have good building. All right, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your night, and thank you very much for the raid. We are working on the second floor of the shopping street. This is the first floor here. Got our furniture store, music store. It is definitely a funky floor design. All right, on this side. Okay, 1x4 antenna. That goes in right there. And the 4L bar goes in there. I guess I need to get that up a bit. So there's a little bit of a gap there. It's not quite flush with the bottom. Music store, what's in there? It's all brass stuff. There's a sousaphone. There is a trumpet, trombone. We got some drums and some batons up here. So it's all marching band stuff, basically. So like this drum has a thing to go over the front so that you you know, it hangs in front of you while you march. Alright, that gets on here. So I think it's supposed to be a little birdhouse here. Oh, we're doing more. Alright. That's why the window opens like that. Okay, so first a large foliage piece with lots of green 1x1 tile, heart tiles. And another one up here. And 3 leaf piece, and let's see, that is going to go in there. Okay, there we go. Push that through. Now we have the small foliage piece. More 1x1 heart tiles. And the 3 leaf piece. That goes up there, if I can get it in. There we go. Alright. So that covers up the part of the wall, making sure that they're tied together and they don't flex too much apart. Alright. Let's just move these pieces over here. Make our work table. Bracket, get the clear 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg in there. And gray 1x1 tile with clip. Break off a leg, as you do. And a green-tipped paintbrush there. I was noticing these pieces, and I wanted to check on the plant, see if I missed them. Alright, so that goes right there in the corner. I see. Okay, I see what we're making. And I see where those pieces are being used. Alright. So we are going to make one of the, a model of the very first Lego toy, which was a wooden rolling duck. That's what we're making. Looks like a good number of minifigs for the set. Yeah, they do tend to have a pretty good number of minifigs in these sets. Flip it over. There we go. And then the green wings. Why a duck of all things? I don't know. The very first Lego toys were like hand-carved wooden, you know, toys of the classic Santa Claus type. But it was wooden duck. So basically, it had wheels, so you could, you know, pull it along. You know, kids like to play with stuff like that. Looks like the carpenter is working on a secret project. Do you recognize it? I do. I do indeed. It goes right there. That's a very big wooden duck. Lego actually made a 3D printed one in red that was given out at, like, the Lego house. I'm kind of sad that I was never able to get one. That's why you'd think a pole horse before a duck. Well, I mean, it was small. It wasn't like something that you'd ride. We get these extra now? It'd probably be a little bit too long, yeah. Huh. Alright. I guess we do get those extra now. Alright, so. Spare parts. A black 1x1x4 antenna. Bright green 3-leaf plant. Beige 1x1 cylinder plate with bar. Beige 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg. Tan 1x1 tile plate. Red 1x1 tile slope. Red 1x1 tile with round end. Green 1x1 heart tile. Gold bucket handle. Clear 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg. And a brown paintbrush with a green tip. Those are our extra parts. I always like the getting more paintbrushes, especially in different colors. Did it sell decently? I have no idea. It was back in the 30s or something. Howdy, Helix Prison. How's it going? Alright, bag number 14. I mean, I think they were hand-carved. I don't know everything about Lego. Even Gary Istock, who is the true expert on Lego set part history, I don't know if he would know about the stuff that far back. Alright, there we go. Alright. Side studs. I need a bracket. Okay, we have the new, shorter ones of these. The old ones had an extra plate height there. Pretty neat. We do have an ad about to start. Actually, I can snooze that now that I have a new snooze. I'll learn what I want. I don't even know if Lego knows if that sold well. Happy it's a weekend now. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. Okay, that goes on there. Probably for a window box. I mean, it probably didn't sell awfully because Lego as a company didn't collapse after creating it. So there's that. All right, 1 by 2 log brick. And get that on the end. All right, 2 1x6s and a 1x4. Bahamut, why would you give everyone a plate of balaclava? That's just weird. Yeah, there we go. 1 by 2 log brick. Ah, Helix Prism. That's what ordering online is for. I'm sad you didn't comment on what I actually said, Bahamut. Alright, that wall goes in right here. It's a balaclava, not baklava. Just noticing that that's dark gray there on the corner, rather than tan. Wonder why. Alright, 3 1 by 3 round ends and 2, nope, 3 1 by 2s. Find no pastries for anyone then? Wow. Don't punish everyone else for me being a little stinker. I think it's kind of a flaky pastry. If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've had any. Very thin pastry soaked in a syrup with nuts and stuff. There you go. Ah, that's why I haven't had any. Nuts. That would explain it. That would explain it. Alright, let's see. So we got the center bracket there. Dark brown. Dark orange. Well, I'm also not a big fan of the thin, flaky pastry. I like fluffier pastries better. Breadier pastries. Cakier pastries. Alright, we got orange grill tiles. Another dark orange 1 by 1. Nope. I'm not a big fan, Lord Canis. You do have an ad break just about to start. It's not my thing. It's 1 by 3. That's it. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. Hence the existence of pre-made phyllo dough at stores. Yep. Okay, that gets on right there. Got a little flower pot. Yeah, I like dough with a little bit more fluff to it. Even when I like flatbread type stuff, I like them with a bit more fluff to them, like naan bread. Naan bread's really good. Snooze is only for 5 minutes. So no, it is not long. And you only have a limited number of snoozes that you can apply. Naan, N-A-A-N. Alright. Pair of a clear 1x1 cylinder plates with hollow studs there, and I need another gray bracket. There it is. Tried making phyllo once. It was lots of work and ended up being less good than the pre-made stuff you bought the next time. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. My mother made something with phyllo dough once that doesn't have to be made with phyllo, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But I didn't like it. Might have been like a pie or something. No, just something that you don't normally make with phyllo. So I like this design of a vice grip here. That's pretty cool. That goes right in there. It was just like she had it and she was making something, so she used it to make the thing, and I just wasn't a fan. All I really remember was not liking the thing. At least not liking the dough part. Oh, actually, you know what? It was probably a like an apple crisp type thing. Now that I think about it. Yeah, yeah, that would be it. Alright, we get a little chair here, and that is going to go right in there. A little stool. There we go. Speaking of naan bread, you had it today, actually. Went to an Indian restaurant. So good. Yeah, it is delicious. Pretty sure it's the butter that does it. It's pretty buttery bread. All right, another chair design. Unfortunately, again, because of the thick front parts, it would not actually go, you know, and this part back here wouldn't actually work on. You'd need some like you could put the back part between studs, but the front part would need to rest on a tile. There we go. It's always the butter, isn't it? Hey, I mean, butter just makes everything better. Just the nature of butter. And a 1 by 1 by 5s. Right there. You were watching a baker make baklava, and a comment in the vid said their grandmother makes it from scratch, phyllo and all. And they said she always kicked everyone out of the house for like 4 hours until it was done. I mean, you don't want people screwing it up, that's for sure. Alright, a fun little decoration that this window is going to have above it. A gyoza. Go ahead and zoom in on this. Little gyoza. Dumpling. I love the variety of food LEGO is making these days. It's great. Get that one on there. Comment added that they accidentally walked in before the 4 hours was up and got yelled at by his grandmother. Yeah, I just generally prefer, like, breads and cakes and that kind of pastry and stuff. Not a big fan of phyllo. Alright. Rail tile, rail plates, and a white 1x4 tile. Your grandmother was like that when she was making a Norwegian equivalent of donuts. I think she was worried about kids being around the gallon of boiling lard, though. Yeah, that might do it, too. That might do it, too. Yeah, there's some things that I would like to make, but, you know, it requires the giant vat of grease or oil to fry it in, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that because it feels like it'd be a waste to toss it afterwards, and I wouldn't want to keep it because I wouldn't be using it anytime soon. So that kind of keeps me from making some fried things. Just need to make more donuts. All right, we have a car fender here. Get that on over the The gyoza. Only done it a few times. Feels weird to just like throw out 3 liters of oil for 4 pieces of fried chicken. I mean, you could strain it and store it and use it for, you know, to make more fried stuff, but you'd really need to be making fried stuff all the time. One by 2 tile right there. 1 by 8 and 1 by 1 round end tile there. And 1 by 1 cylinder plates with hollow studs. Oh, those are really moving around on me. But yeah, I mean, you do have to, like, actually plan to use it. I mean, at the same time, like, you could store it in something, some of it might evaporate. And it's not that big of a deal if it does. That's what this place is good for. Making people make things. Our carpenter bought this watch from the watchmaker who lives in the Lego Icons 10350 Tudor Corner when she visited him to deliver a chair. You regret nothing. Alright, that goes right on there. We have another one. Over here with a yellow mug. Not sure that I have many yellow mugs, actually. Gonna continue your Lego set this weekend. So I'm making you make stuff too? Woohoo! Yes! Yes! Which Lego set? You might have said, and I have forgotten. It happens. Alright, that goes there. 1 by 1 by 5 right there. Himeji Castle. Oh, nice. You bought it at the gift shop at that very castle in Japan. Nice. I do have that to build. It's on the agenda to build one of these days. I need to get Neuschwanstein Castle too. Like the pizza question that you asked in the Magic the Gathering person who worked for Hasbro that then spiraled into wasted R&D time. Is it really wasted, though? Build it with your wife, so you only make progress when you both have time, but very cozy. Yeah, no, that's great. Oops, I need a 1 by 2 plate. Yeah, building Lego together with other people, like a significant other, can be a good time. But is it really wasted time? Making it a couples activity has to be kind of forced. It's not that much of a two-person thing unless you make it so. Yeah. Yeah, there are other sets that are good for that, like that are specifically designed for that. I don't know how many of them are like 18 plus though. Go get that tile on there. I think the Chinese New Year sets tend to be. Thinking about doing some of those next week since that is Chinese New Year. Okay. That goes in right there. There we go. Alright, spare parts. Beige gyoza dumpling. Beige 1x1 tile with round end. Gold 1x1 cylinder tile with clock print. White 1x1 cylinder tile with bar. Plate, I mean. White, clear 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. Lime green 1x1 plate flower. Brown small 3-stem plant. And black beanie. Alright, bag number 15. What you've done is one person has the instructions and the other doesn't see the instructions. Builds purely based on the instructor's guidance. Yeah, that's fun. It's great to be able to turn things into, you know, like group activities and have fun like that. Sadly, not paper bags in this one. Got the plastic bags. Can't wait for them to go all paper so I can recycle them all. Alright, let's see. Alright, starting off with this part right here. We got a 2x2 corner brick. Another bracket. Alright, white 1x2 plate. Back there, and then 1x2 round end tiles. How environmentally friendly is the plastic in the Lego pieces themselves now? They have done some biodegradable plant-based plastics for plant pieces. Generally, the soft pieces, like the foliage there. I don't know how much of that they do, and I don't know how that breaks down. But the big thing about Lego is that, like, you don't really throw it out. Taking a sip there. So it's like, yeah, this is plastic. And there are some people who are like, oh, it's irony complaining about the plastic bags in a toy made entirely of plastic. Well, who throws away Lego pieces, you know? Remember them being ahead of schedule? I think they're pretty happy. They're doing some recycling and stuff like that too. I don't know the details. I haven't kept up on that well, and to be fair, some of it is pretty obviously like corporate back padding. But I mean, it is good that they're working on it, I think. DJ Birdman bringing us a raid. How's it going? Let me get you a shout out there. What were you up to tonight? There we go. Got you a shout out there. We are building the shopping street. Checked out the Monster Hunter Stories 3 demo, and you're loving it. Nice. That's great. How much of a demo was it? Was it like actually hours of gameplay kind of thing? All right, that goes on there. Ah, this side we get lots of windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Went for 3 hours and still have some more content? Wow, that's pretty good. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it. Alright, there we go. Now, the 1x2x2 windows. Best part is that when the game drops in March, all progress should carry over. Yeah, I've seen that they've been doing that. That's very, very smart. And a lot easier to do these days than it may have been in the past. I know they did something similar with... not that one. Dragon Quest VII. I didn't play that demo because I knew that I'd be playing the game eventually on stream anyway. Alright. So, let's get all of these windows in here. 5 banks of windows. Yep, nice big bright window section there. Alright, get some plants, bright yellow flowers, and bright green leaves. Alright, heading to bed. Have a good night, Helix Prism. Thank you very much for coming on out. And enjoy continuing the Himeji Castle build. Let's get this one down here. And that one is right there. Alright, now we have 4 of the small 3-stem plants. And the bright light blue flowers. I don't know how they take care of these flowers here. Come on, get on there. You're excited? Awesome. I'm happy to hear it. There we go. I do need to get to that set because it's a really gorgeous set. Like, I think that one really does the building justice. I'm not... The Neuschwanstein Castle isn't quite as good as a I would have liked, but I'm not sure if they could have done a better job at the scale they were working on. I will, of course, have to have Aitor fly above it in his hang glider. Get this window out. This is a pain in the butt to get this plant in here. There we go. Now I can put the window back in. There we go. Alright, also, 1x3 plates up here. One by one plates with teeth. And 1x1 plates with clips. Oh, in terms of LEGO news, so they officially announced the license for K-pop Demon Hunters. They have a single set coming this year, kind of a display set, and then an actual theme next year. Probably going to be Friends figures, at least for the actual the line next year. That's my guess. But I know lots of people are into the K-pop Demon Hunters. I have not actually watched that yet. I probably should one of these days. See what all the hubbub is about. Where is the... There it is. Okay, and a 1x4 round top piece. And then the 1x1s. There it is. And they're coming out with a Model T Ford. I did post that on the Discord. I like the look of that one. Looks like it might have some new wheel pieces. All right, a 1x1 and a 1x2. There we go. A 1x1 plate. Another bracket with a 1x1 plate. One by one brick and another 1x1 plate. Sticking out of the top. Threw me off for a second. I was looking at the instructions. I was like, wait, did I do something wrong? Nope, I did not. There we go, and then we get our rail plates. Kind of surprised that they've never done anything other than 1x2 and 1x8. Not that the sliding doors that work with them are even still made, which is disappointing, but I miss those. Use them for other things now, besides just decoration even. Okay, that goes right in there. Okay, tan 1x2 plates and a 1x1 cylinder plate with bar. That right there. There we go. All right, over here. 1x3 with round end. That goes there. 2x2 corner. All right, 1x2 plate. 2x2 corner. And a 1x2 plate. And then above the clips, we get some more 1x1 plates with teeth. All right, these are very crooked. Let's straighten them out. There we go. All right, Bahorn, thank you very much for coming on out. Have a good rest of your night as well. All right, so we're taking another fender. This one matching the 1x6 arch. And a pair of 2x2 corner plates. And that gets right there. All right, that's pretty nice. Like there's a little catch right there, but then you got this other arch here. Looks pretty nice. I was wondering what they were going to do with those kind of gaps there. All right, next up, tiling. 1x2 with round ends. One by 6 here. 1x6 back there. 1x4 there. 2 1x2s with round ends. And 1x1 tiles. There we go. And then our white decorative elements here. Okay, that's not visible. Let's see. Is that going to be visible? Yes. Okay, there we go. So some decorative elements there above the window. Very nice. Now over here to finish up this side. Get a 1x2 tile there with round ends and a window. Another window. Right in there. Two by two plate. Two by two plate. We got our 1x2 inverted arch with cutout. 1x1 plate there. Another gyoza. Decorative gyoza. Okay. So that slides in right there. There we go. And a beige 2x4. Where's the mold mark? Right there. That there to lock that in, and not a 1x4, but a 1x3 and a 1x1. There we go. Alright, pretty sure we're going to be needing all of these pieces. Alright, we're going to do this L-shaped part of the wall right there now. Between the windows. I'm surprised we haven't put the window in here yet. Okay, another one there. And another one there. And another 1x1 plate. Another 2x2 corner brick. Make sure that these are straight. And a tan 2x2 plate right there. Oops. Don't go flying, please. Alright. There we go. That fits in right there, in between the, where the windows will be. And then we do this window now. Dark brown window frame. Slide that right in there. There we go. Okay, and then above it, we do just have the one gyoza centered. I love the idea of this being like actually stone-carved gyoza as opposed to just a decorative element. The architect is just a really big fan of gyoza. Why are there gyoza in the windows? Well, I like gyoza. What's wrong with that? Okay, straighten that. Get that there. And we got beige 1x2s with the 1x1s with bars. I don't know that I've gotten too many of these in white. I'll have to think about that. Alright, next up. Okay, just the one car fender over here. This does mean that we have a pair. Alright, 1x2 brick there, 1x4 plate, 1x4 brick, and the wedge plate. There we go. Then, a single 1x1 plate here. Dark gray hinge. One by 2 tile and 1 by 2 tile with angled end. Right there. Two by 2 plate there. Get our wedge plates in here. And 3 1x1 plates in white. One there. One there. And one right there. Good thing FF6 is plot driven. Why is that? Got the spells on the people you want them on. Got the rages you can get. Time to get some relics at the auction house before plot. Alright, let's move these pieces over here because they're all that's left. Alright, so we have one of the 1x6 car fenders that matches the archway. Yeah, I had missed that you typed the previous line. There we go. That goes right in there. Alright, 1x8 tile there. 1x4 half tile. 2x2 corner tile. 2x2 corner tile here. One by 2 tiles with angled ends. 1x3 tile right there, and 2 1x1 tiles right here on the end of this this bit. There we go. All right, now for some plants. Get the 1x1 plate flower there, and there. Green leaf pieces there and there. Nope. There we go. That one. Right in there. Alright, now we get the 1x1 cylinder plates with hollow studs on the very wiggly bits here. Howdy, Mr. Hral. How's it going? Am I liking this build so far? It's very good. It's very good. The angles are definitely interesting. Okay. Spare parts. We've got a bright green small 3-stem plant and 1x1 plate flowers in bright yellow and bright light blue. Okay. So there we go. Get that on there. Make sure that's down. Yep, there we go. All right. Stupid chair, you need to stop coming out of the dumpster like that. Nope, too late. Alright, so there's definitely something that's going to go on there that we haven't put on yet. But we otherwise basically have this floor finished. The second floor. I do really like the angles that they got. That's pretty cool. Good colors, definitely. I find it kind of interesting that you go up to the second floor of the music shop, and then the door to the carpenter's workshop is just off there. She has to go through the shop to get there. And I assume the living quarters are going to be up here on the third floor. I believe this is going to be an actual, like, the roof. There isn't a third floor on this part, but there is a third floor here. But then there's also this nice little balcony there as well, which is pretty nice. Definitely going to be one of the more interesting backs of a building that we're going to get. Definitely one of the more interesting backs for sure. Kind of disappointed that they didn't get a brown arch there for the mouse hole, though. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. I like the pass-through there, the passage. That is nice. But that is going to be where we wrap up the build for this tonight. We've got some minifigs to do, though. So before we finish up, it is time for minifigs. Let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, Series 13. All right, D6. 3, so we are going into the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so D12. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. We rolled a 19 to a 13. All right, let's get this started first. Start the prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? Pack. Not box. Get your predictions in. Alright, let's see. My D20 says 16. So that is the Space Mercenary guy. So 13 for Seelan, that would be the Disco Diva. 5 for Bahamut, that would be the Goblin Raider. Go ahead and roll. See what you get. You can always do the Gygaxian D6 and D8 to get 16. So 1, so that would be straight up 5. 3, that would be... So now with 4, now you double it. You add 8 to that. So 8 plus 8 would be 16. Which is exactly what I had rolled for. Guess 1 is a Minotaur Mall decoration installer. And Bahamut going for a Leonin Mall security guard. What's my leg caught on? So get your predictions in. Let me get my timer all ready. All right, timer is all ready. We got 20 seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. Not a Rogue AI rolls for a 7. That would be the Cthulhu alien. We have gotten a few of them lately. Go ahead and get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Just a few seconds remaining. Just a few seconds remaining. And that is it. All right. And go. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? There's legs. There's legs. I don't need legs. I need something else. I have a tile. Does not help me. What is this? What is this? Okay. Ooh, a 20.53, just over the line. I believe that we have a Happy King. Howdy, Shield of Hope. How's it going? Iogura also rolled a 7, so that would also be the Cthulhu alien. Am I correct? No, I am not. Oh, I'm wrong. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. It was number 8, the Egyptian warrior. I felt the sword, and I didn't even think about the sword on that guy. I just thought of that guy and was like, oh, it's got to be that, because it was not this sword for sure. All right. I jumped the gun way too early. That is a no. Complete the prediction. Who is getting the hams? Seal and Mortar and Lel Bunny getting all of the hams. An even 1940 split between the two. Kinshir and Bahamut going for within 20 seconds. Lord Canis and Iogura going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope and Mr. Haral going for 50 to 60. But I was wrong. The random button press was wrong. Oh no. He's the Egyptian guard to guard the shopping district. Interestingly enough, we got this this hat in the Lion Knight's castle as well, as a lady hat rather than an Egyptian hat. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in on that one. There we go. It's a great, great design. I really do like this one. Got a Khopesh, upside down shield. Great decorations on the torso. Nice printing on the headdress. Very, very nice. Okay, so that was that guy. There should be at least one more of them then. All right, that was Series 13. Next up is Series 10, potentially with a Mr. Gold. Let's go ahead and start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions. Oh, actually, I should probably pull one out first. That might be a good idea, right? Might help if I pulled one out first. No, all right. That was a 5. All right, D20. 1. All right. Easy enough to do. Get that back in there. Get that back there. All right, let's see. My die says 15. That would be the painter. All right, let's see. Bahamut got a 4. That would be the Amazonian warrior. Rerolled 20 to a 15 for Sealan. That would be the painter as well. Nadaroge I also got a 4. The Amazon warrior. Time to play the odds. Oh, yeah. Mall warriors. Do they work at the shopping mall? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Oh. Dang it. I was hoping to get this all done before the ad started. Well, shoot. All right. I'll go ahead and snooze that. I don't know if we'll get the other one done before that, but no. Iogura rolled a 9. That would be the paintball warrior. Leonin Royal Chef. All right, let's go ahead and reset the timer. I'm kind of annoyed. Like, you can't run a 1-minute ad break and actually delay the the ads. It'll still run the 3-minute one later. Okay, that is, the time is up. Let's go ahead and go. Alright, let's see, what do we got? What do we got? What do we have? That is hair with a ponytail. Is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Alright. Alright, 15.95. I do believe that we have the Revolutionary Warrior. No, what I mean is, like, I have it set up to run 3 minutes every hour. It should be, if I ran a 1-minute ad break, push back the ads for, like, 20 minutes or something like that, and it doesn't do that. I hate that it doesn't work that way. Because, like, while you guys are guessing, and it is indeed the Revolutionary Warrior. All right. Let's go ahead and choose that outcome. That was 15.95. That is within 20 seconds. Complete the prediction. And who is getting the hams? All right, Sealan and Bahamut getting the hams. Very nice. Lord Canis, Kinshir, and Niagara going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. And Mr. Hral and Alel Bunny going for no. All right. There we go. Nice dark blue torso. It does have back printing as well. Now, this is not soft plastic. They have not made, used this hair for anything else since. Oftentimes, they'll use soft plastic for a first use of a mold. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in on him. It's been a while since we saw him. This is a great hairpiece, though. I love that hairpiece. Nice powdered wig, right? A blue coat as well, so he's either French or American. He's definitely not British. All right, there we go. I did mark that one down. Okay, so with that, we are now moving to the last of our Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Only one that we have not gotten is number 2, but it's possible. It is possible that I got this wrong. So let's go in. Oh. Shake, move it around, move them all around. So you know I didn't pre-scan it or anything. All right, let's start our prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? Get your predictions in. Let me go ahead and get my scanner up. There is always a chance that I misgrabbed one of these guys, and I got a duplicate. There is always a chance. Guess 3 is a Minotaur Mall Space Rentar. So, Nadaroge AI, Bahamut, and Sealan all going for 2. Let me get out my my die for when the time comes, and the scale. You bet Ald was looking in the bag. Terrible. Terrible. Iogre rolled a 7. So you think it's Cyborg Spider-Woman, huh? You have nothing to lose if I was wrong. A Leonin cookie taste tester. Alright, let's go ahead and snooze those a little bit longer. I was hoping to save the snoozes for Spelljammer, but oh well. You know what the dice does. Alright, get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? 30 seconds remaining. I will make a shake. I will roll the die, and then I will weigh it. No, they don't. They do not refresh. They refresh for like every hour of stream, you get one more until the max of 3. So, yeah, it's silly. I'll get one. I'll get at least one before I need it. Before I'll want to snooze them again, but it's very annoying. It should refresh faster. Anyway, all right. Predictions are closed. Let's go ahead and shake it. Oh, I don't know. All right, I think it's number 2. I could be wrong. The die says 6. So it says Spider-Man India. The scale, 18.23. That is definitely Spider-Man 2099, so that's what the scale says. So let's go ahead and scan it. That is Hobie Brown, Spider-Punk. All right, that is number 2. Shocking. Let's choose the outcome. That is yes with guess. Complete the prediction. Who's getting all of the hams on the definitely not sandbagged? Yes with guess. Bahamut and Sealan also getting all the hams. Very nice. Shield of Hope going for yes with die roll. Lord Canis and Iugra going for yes with weight. And Kinshir and Lel Bunny going for no. Music is perfectly timed. Alright, let's go ahead and get him on here. Make him smiling. That is some really big hair. That's some gigantic hair. Holy cow. This is new printing for a guitar. Let's go ahead and zoom in on him. So he's got little bits of silver there to represent piercings. Here's his back. Here's his Spider-Man head and spiked hair. All right. Let's go ahead and mark him off. That does bring us to a close on the Spider-Man set. However, I have created, you can see down in the lower right-hand corner. Oh, I need to zoom out. Ooh, sorry. Let's zoom back out. Lower right, over here. I have the weights for the Series 28 minifigs. So we will be doing that next week. All of the animal costumes. We got a peacock, a frog, a dolphin, a cat, a koala, a bunny, a goldfish, a Dalmatian, a lion, a monkey, a crocodile, and a parrot. And of course, the parrot will be addicted to crackers. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out. We will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. We will be back on... Oh, actually, you know what? I should probably get out the sheet. We will be back on Monday for some more Dragon Quest II. Yeah, Dragon Quest II. Sorry. Blanking. I'm a little tired, actually. We'll be back next Monday to finish up the shopping street, and then next Friday, we'll be back to build something else as a one-off. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out, and I shall see you next time. See you then, everyone.